Yeah, so for those watching, I wrote this chapter, Data, the Lifeblood of AI, and I put on the screen all the sections in the chapter.
Mhm.
Um, there's a lot there. I mean, it really goes around. It moves around a lot of different area. Um, so I think, it's kind of worthwhile read. Um, but here's the tee up on this. I really wanted to say that, if you, beyond the philosophy, the philosophical, the other aspects of AI that are covered in the book, the future, what the future state of society looks like, all these types of topics. Um, on a sort of more technical level, we're really just dealing with data algorithms and compute, and what's fascinating and reason why I wanted to jump into this is that all of these things have come to bear together to kind of enable. It's sort of like it's the fascinating thing about technology is that you really have to create something. Enough stuff has to be foundational, available, that you can enable something. And this something was how would you train these dense neural networks with
Mhm.
data? And so you needed a couple things. People understood the concept of the neural net fairly well prior to massive compute and what we see today. Uh, but there really wasn't years ago enough compute to build these dense models and this is what's on screen, sort of the essence of a neural network in a sense, all these hidden layers and these nodes interconnected through all those lines are representing effectively the parameters of the network, the weights.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, and we couldn't do this until we had compute. But the second we had enough compute, we wanted more data
Right.
because the more data we had, the more accurate the neural net would be predictively. Um, so it's a fascinating, kind of flywheel type of thing that that has had to occur. Like, I think there are certain things that happened within the algorithm itself that allowed it to, build the LLM, et cetera. But the concept of the neural net was understood many years ago. I don't know exactly. I didn't do a history. Um, I didn't buff up on the history of it, but it's been around forever. And there's been sample ones built, and eventually the ImageNet came online and for predicting image recognition. And here we are. I mean, if you look at the compute required to do something the order of Tesla's full self-driving, it's hundreds of at least 100,000 GPUs running full out for 2+ months to set the values within this very thing, the neural network.
Yeah. And
Um,
then and then
and
and then
then
I'm sorry. And then one of the things that we did in the book was I like the way you said it. As the compute went up, you had all this data and you say, I need more compute. Then as you got more compute, now you said, oh, I need more data.
yeah,
But
I
it goes beyond that. It's
yeah,
also now I need more energy. Now I need more raw materials. And then once I'm doing this, what good is it if there's not inference and applications? And so we tried to cover that whole thing with 8 different papers
right,
that covered it, what we call the entire stack. And the data was that you're part of the stack.
right, exactly. So yeah, I do want to focus on the data aspect, but I would say that you know large data sets give rise to the idea that we would need different compute mechanisms, and we've come to there's certain operations that are involved in the training, notably matrix multiplications, that are so common that that they could, and the problem was inherently something that you could break down in parallel bits. So this thing called the GPU was a natural fit because it was already doing that
Parallel. Yeah.
type of thing on screen, with our 2 to 4K computer screens. These GPUs were essentially doing these matrix math operations at blindingly fast speeds to do imaging on the screen, among other operations. And then, the neural net needed that. And the second it got enough of it, and everybody wanted to pour more data into it. So that's kind of where we're at. You got to look at all three.
The future is here. The singularity is coming. Grab your copy today, available now on Amazon in Kindle, print, or Audible. Unlock the future one page at a time. What will you build tomorrow?